Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people all over the world, this is the series where I call it the Runback, where I'm running back with some of your favorite FGC YouTubers slash commentators slash fighting game players slash people doing dope things in the content space. As you can clearly see, there's nobody on the damn screen because I don't have my face cam on for this video, and I hope you guys don't mind that. The reason why is we're doing stuff around the house, and I think renovations are cool and sick for the house because it obviously make the house look better and have some fly dope shit in the house. The only problem with that is I got picked somewhere else to shower, so that sucks. But yeah, sorry I didn't give you guys a podcast episode the last few weeks. I think one of those weeks I was going to talk about Capcom's like money gain and stuff like that. And then there was something else that I wanted to talk to you guys about, but it slips my mind. It wasn't really too important. So I kind of was like, yeah, I don't know. I was kind of lazy last week. So I do apologize for missing 2 weeks in a row, but we are back to your regular scheduled program. And I do have some thoughts and opinions within these last 2 weeks. Obviously, Guilty Gear Strive got 2.0, and that came out, and it's just funny enough because I uploaded a video yesterday, basically titled, I think something along the lines of Millia's mix-ups are melting my brain, and then some of my comments as a Milia plushie doll, which I didn't even know they had those. But it says Strive Scrubs is complaining about Milia again, nothing new. I just put fair because I could kind of cuss them out and go crazy because if you watch in the video of the Millia player, shout out to the Millia player. I mean, they won the set, so I can't say too much, right? But if we watch the set, brother, not a lot of neutral and things was being played, and I don't even like fault Millia for that because you know I played Millia. I actually played Millia. Fun fact, in tournament, I think I played her at the first, I think it was the first Frosty I went to, which sounds about right. It might have been 2021, and I actually played Kai, but I hated the Faust matchup because obviously Faust could just crawl and duck under the fireball, so I was like, man, fuck, I'm playing Millia, and I was trying to mix up the Faust player, and obviously it didn't work to no avail, and obviously Millia's gotten buffed and the quality of life things of nature, so she's a lot stronger of a character than she was in previous iterations of Guilty Gear, but yeah, shout out to my man, Sandy Fat Cheeks. This man was schmoovin', and I couldn't really do nothing about it because Millia just does shit. Now, if I was playing any other character, I feel like I could have probably dealt with it a little better, but seeing as I was playing Jam, and it's so weird too, because like, I'm gonna get into my thoughts about Jam. I'll get into my thoughts about Jam, and then I'll get into my thoughts about 2.0, and I'll let this play in the background. My thoughts is on Jam as a character is I feel like she's everything I wanted and more. But the problem with the character is she's really got to get in. It's kind of the same problem that I had with Giovanna. Like I always liked Giovanna. Giovanna was the first character that I tried to play in Strive, but it felt so hard and difficult to play her. And I know how that sounds. You can tell I haven't done this in a while since I'm yawning already, talking 2 minutes in or 3 minutes in, I guess. But you know, I wanted to play Giovanna because I thought she was super sick and a cool character, but it felt hard to play neutral with her. It felt hard to deal with people's sword normals because I remember like Soul's Far Slash was kind of insane at the beginning of the game, and you know, I guess Happy Chaos wasn't out, but Zato. I'm trying to remember some of the season 1 characters, and it was just like it felt daunting to try to get in Leo and fight some of these characters. So I kind of always despise fighting those characters as Giovanna. Now, I know some of y'all might say like, might be like this Millia player where it's like the Strive Scrubs or whatever, and you might have some truth to that. But to me, I felt like, yes, Kai does have a fireball, and it does make the game easier when you have a fireball or something you can walk behind, especially if I get the knockdown, I could do charge fireball and then walk behind it and things of that nature and have a reversal, DP and stuff like that. And he has a few good supers like Ride the Lightning and then I think Sacred Edge. It just felt harder to control the game. Like that's what I'm noticing more with Jam is like, yes, she has a flip to where by doing the flip, I could pretty much do any of the special moves. And then she obviously has a parry that's pretty good. It's not as active as Vikings, but it has a follow-up to it, so I can kind of parry and then see if I get the hit or the true parry, and then I can do the follow-up to get a hard knockdown and maybe get a card. But it just feels so weird playing Jam in this version of the game, especially when it's like I don't know the game. Because what I learned was the last character that I played, right? And when Rank had came out was Lucy. When I was playing Lucy, and I had her great normals, and the fact that she did have the like little spin kick into the flip, or so I could kind of cross up and do things of that nature. It wasn't the greatest mix up, but it was still a mix up nonetheless. Um, it just felt like with her normals as far as her slash and all far slash, and then that I think that target string because it's like slash slash, and then it's the heavy version. I was able to control neutral a lot. I was able to control neutral a lot and actually be able to play my game and do my thing. And then, not to mention, said in this video that you're currently watching, if you're watching the video version of this, once I got a safe jump, it was kind of easy to run my game because then I could either threat, strike, throw, especially with the mono wire. Like it was able to, put a little like hack state on you, and I could do my combos that way. The frustration I feel with Jam is it's like I know Jam has always kind of been known as the gorilla character, the monkey character, go crazy, go stupid, go like I realize that, but even now, so more than anything, I feel like I kind of have to establish that game to actually play the game with Jam, which is frustrating because it's like I want to go to that if it's like in case of emergencies type of situation and not necessarily like a definitive I need to do this in order for you to respect me type of situation. You feel me? Like even with Giovanna, even though I was never really good with her, you could still kind of establish a neutral game and then kind of go crazy, go stupid with the flips and then the uppercut or the enhanced version of the like spiral arrow. Like you can kind of threat those things with Giovanna. I feel like with Jam, if I'm not going crazy, go stupid, like it's kind of like I can't punish it. Not to mention some matchups are just genuinely tough. Like I'm struggling. This is probably the most I've struggled in ranked in a while, and it's kind of disheartening because I do feel like with Street Fighter, I have control. As much as Street Fighter 6 is random RNG, all the things that people want to say of pro players and things of that nature, you wouldn't be wrong in any regards. It feels like I'm never surprised by a situation in Street Fighter 6, right? But like with Guilty Gear, like even something as simple as getting a meaty, like I'm delaying the meaty as much as I can, and I'm still getting random shit. Like sometimes I'll get thrown. Like I've gotten thrown out of more meaty setups, and I think Oni told me this before when we played like a long time ago. He's like delay it, and then once he said delay it, it clicks. But it's like I shouldn't have to delay it to the point where I don't even know if this is gonna hit because of how much I'm delaying it. Like I think a few times in this video that you're watching on the screen, I think I've gotten thrown out of the delay, and that's just very frustrating to me because it's like if I could at least get the setup to where the knockdown is situated, then I could solve some of my problems. And like another problem I have is like when people jump back, it's like you literally can't do nothing about that. Like I physically can't stop a person from jumping back, but then they could just jump in right away, and it's like so frustrating because it's like I don't understand where I'm supposed to be like in the game. Like of course I should be on the ground, right? And of course I should just play the neutral game, but it's like even like this Milia, like nigga, I'm not saying there wasn't no neutral being played, but I feel like if I had some Sports Center analysts look at this shit, like she was probably in the air way more than she was on the ground. Like she never stopped. And that to me, that's very frustrating because it's like, okay, it's hard to control my character as is, but I also want to be able to control the situation against other people. Like that's very frustrating. I couldn't do that. Like it's very frustrating that my record, I think it's like I'm like 40% in gold. You feel me? Like I wouldn't mind being 40%. Well, maybe not 40%, but like say a 50% overall in like a plat or diamond, and I might very well just be a gold player. But I got plat with other characters, so it's like I don't understand why it's not clicking with Jam. It's just very frustrating because I think the character design is cool. She could get plus frames if she crosses up with the overhead. She could, you know what I'm saying, make the enhance and get the corner carry with the 236K. She could basically be plus if she does the low option with the enhanced card. Like she has tools and things she could use. Like even I'm seeing more setups with the enhanced card. Like some people are getting the enhanced card and doing like a delayed safe jump. I saw one where it was like I think you're like plus 11 and you could delay the heavy card low option and make that shit like plus 3 off of like a 9-frame DP or something crazy like that. I saw off of Soul, I saw off Twitter. I think I just need a guide. Once I get a guide and a good balance, and like I need guides for stuff that is like one of those things that's already understood. And I feel like I don't know how I'm gonna learn that. Like, you know what, where it's like spacing traps is something that I learned from Street Fighter 6 this, well, not this year, but when like Street Fighter 6 was really rampant. But now that's something I can apply to my game and other things. Like, to me, like the jumping back and basically closing down the distance and making someone respect you in Guilty Gear feels so foreign to me. I have to learn that, but I don't know how I could look that up in a YouTube tutorial. Like, even something as simple as like, all right, this is my frames. What can I do with my frames? Because even the low that's not enhanced is like -4, so it's safe. Because I think they made everything universally 5 frames as far as the fastest normal. But it's like, what can I do with that? Like, some niggas still trying to get it off, and it's just like so frustrating. I feel like I can't stop the madness, and this is like before we get to the good shit. Because even like, I played a few players that have been in plat, and the plat players are really good actually. Like, there's some of them with clean game plans and things of that nature. And I feel like I could get them if I'm able to play them, but you know, it's the first of 2 on rank, so it's like I can't even play them for real. So it's like, that's why I found frustration in when I played Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. I think it was like after I played Hataru. I think I was trying to play somebody else, and maybe it was when I was trying to play her. But it kept giving me, I think I was like C rank or something like that, and it kept giving me like B rank. And it's like, it's not that I don't want to play against these guys, but if these guys are like, say, the next level in which I'm trying to establish the things I'm trying to do, let me play the gold players. Like, I want to progressively get better, but I want to see the results of me getting better. So it's like, if you're constantly putting me at the position where I was technically, or when I achieved the highest rank, it's like, I don't want to go against the highest, then next, the rank that's above me. Let me get there first. And that's why I always appreciated Master Rank. And then once I started playing Master Rank in Street Fighter 6, I really started to appreciate it, because it was like, okay, yeah, y'all might give me Master Rank players in Diamond, but that's really for the points. And this is before they switched it to first 10 games in a row, then you get the 1,000 points or whatever. So this is when they like had it back where if you just played a Master Player, period, you would get 250. Like, I appreciated them not feeding me to the wolves, because I was actually able to learn and get good, and like, that's why I appreciate it. So it's just frustrating. I'm just finding my time playing Guilty Gear really frustrating, because I enjoy the game. Like, they slowed it down, and it's weird because it's like, I played Unica, and then I played Lucy, but I never played it fully to where I got annoyed with the Wild Assault. And I know there's different levels to Wild Assault. Like, I think the big bodies were more egregious than, like, say, like the Kais and Unicas and Lucy's of the world. But to me, for as much counter hits as I've gotten, I don't think I've utilized the new counter blitz mechanic at all. To be fair, I don't think I've really seen it by players either. I haven't watched a lot of players play, but like, I've watched a lot of replays for like learning jam and stuff like that. And I haven't seen the jam players use it like that. So it's definitely a niche mechanic, right? But I think I want to implement it a little bit more, because, you know what I'm saying, if I get a like 5HS, that'll be a good combo to go into a burstable combo that leads to a wall break. So I like that change. That change is pretty cool. It's too early for me to tell what characters did and didn't do, and like, that's another thing I was realizing when I struggled with jam is I don't know what the fuck anyone does. So I don't know what to punish, what I can and cannot punish. I don't know where to stand. I don't know where to be. It's just very frustrating. Like, I think it's one thing to learn a fighting game, but it's another thing to learn a fighting game like you're learning a character, and I just feel like that's probably some of the worst experience that I've had, honestly. And I think that's kind of why I've had my struggles with the Invincible Versus. I wish we could get into that right now too. Invincible Versus had open beta this weekend, and I played it, but I didn't record any footage because it was on the PlayStation. And like, how I gotta record the footage of the PlayStation is like, so technically I have 2 monitors, right? But I have a splitter with the 2 monitors. So technically, if my PC is set up on HDMI 1, the splitter sets it to where my PlayStation would be on, say, HDMI 2. But if I switch it to HDMI 2, I don't have the access to like both screens on my PlayStation or on my PC. So say if I was to switch one of them to HDMI 2, currently I'm looking at my two monitors. So I'm recording the video on OBS, and I have OBS on one screen, and I'm seeing what's on. I'm seeing what y'all see on the other screen, right? So y'all watching what I'm watching, and then on OBS I'm seeing that. So it just kind of makes it harder to play, and not to mention I wouldn't have any sound. So I kind of have to like record a recording of itself, which it might not have that much delay, but when you're playing a fighting game, it's kind of difficult. So that's why I kind of just play my PlayStation for fun. I haven't necessarily used it to record a video. I could try. I thought about doing Street Fighter that way, and I thought about, you know, maybe playing Guilty Gear on PlayStation to get used to it for like tournaments and stuff like that. But I just never actually went through with it, right, and did it. Maybe one day, but we'll see. So I played Invincible Versus, but I never played it against an actual human opponent, right? So I guess I just practiced. And when I was practicing, I think I was using Bulletproof. I want to use Eve, and then I think I was using Omni-Man. But the main person I was using was Bulletproof. But Bulletproof has that thing that I kind of hate. There's a lot of fighting game things that I just hate, that just doesn't work with my brain. And one of the things being is that whenever a character has a normal that hits twice, it always throws me off for a loop. So that was kind of messing up my timing and stuff like that. And Invincible Versus, there's a simple mode, and then there's like so simple mode, standard mode, I think it's like a modern control scheme. And I guess that in Invincible Versus development, they didn't even have inputs. So then they finally started adding inputs, and then there's I don't know what the new version of that is called, but it's about the same people that was on the design team for KI, the one that came out on the Xbox One. And what do I say about the game? I find, because this is going to go into 2XKO too, I find that I'm okay with just pressing buttons. Like, I don't necessarily need motion inputs, because I feel like I've played a few games now where they had the best of both worlds, but it's the satisfying factor of pressing the buttons that I want to enjoy in my game. Case in point, like DNF Duel had simple inputs, but it also had motion inputs. But the fact that I enjoyed about the simple inputs is because it was satisfying to press. Like when I played a striker, like I kind of had a good idea of what I did wrong and what I didn't do wrong, because I was able to input this things of that nature. When it came to Invincible Versus, at least when I was testing out the game and playing it, it felt kind of rough to press the buttons. And mind you, it's just pressing the buttons. And I also feel like, yeah, maybe the person on my comment section calling me a scrub has some merit to what they're saying, but I also feel like I'm kind of the perfect vessel for fighting games, because it's like I buy fighting games, I support fighting games, but I'm not good at fighting games. So I'm really right in the middle. So I'm the perfect consumer, right? That probably could keep your game going longer, versus the sweats or the casuals that buy it one time and then never try it again, or the sweats that only play it for money and leave when this and the third. So as I was playing Bulletproof and trying to get used to the combos and things of that nature, one thing I didn't like is I didn't like how supers are HS. To me, I play on a PS5 pad. Like hitting circle and X feels awkward to me, because I kind of tend to hold my controller in a like thumbs up type of situation, to where I'm hitting one of the 4 buttons with my thumb just vertical. Like I don't want to use my thumb horizontal. To me, that feels really awkward. And another problem with that is, you know, I thought Street Fighter having 6 buttons, being a 6-button fighter, was kind of complicated. But even now, Street Fighter is more than that when you think about it, because Street Fighter 6 is technically, not really, but technically a button fighter, because you got your, you know what I'm saying, your 3 face buttons of punches, and then you got your 3 face buttons of kick. Well, no, I guess it's not face buttons, but whatever. So you got the 3 kicks, 3 punches, then you got parry, then you got impact, drive impact. Now, granted, you could always do these inputs by themselves. Like I got comfortable doing throws. Like I could always do throws, because in Street Fighter 6, throw is square and X, and you know, that's, like I said, I hold my thumb in a vertical situation, so doing that vertically is not hard. But doing buttons that's side by side each other is very difficult for me. Not something I can't not learn, but when it's like, okay, Invincible Versus had a light button a medium button, a heavy button, a special button. That's just the face buttons. Then you had a boost button. Then you had tag 1, tag 2, and I want to say a dash button. Yeah, so you had 8 buttons, and it's like, gang, that is a lot of buttons. That's just stuff to press. Now, granted, they have combinations, of course, so maybe I could figure out a combination that I could do. But even then, I felt like boosting was so important for my movement that it's like it felt awkward to not move and then hit the button. And then, not to mention all the type of things you could do, because you could fake, like you could call your assist, but then fake it. Basically, you could call your assist. But if someone you thought was going to break because you use your assist to break the combos, I can either call the assist and basically have them attack immediately and not do the assist, so that way it kind of beats your counter break. Or I could hold the button and have my assist fake, like it's about to break and it doesn't break anything, and that's a big punish too. It was just like a lot to remember. And mind you, I didn't even play nobody, so I could kind of see a world where people were having difficulty playing the game. Not to mention, all the streamers had complaints and gripes, and some people were saying, I think the iPhone say this is the scrubbiest fighter he's ever played. I think Maximilian showcased the lab situation to where I guess Omni-Man would wake up with a super with or not super, but a DP with armor on it, and he was safe to where he could block. And a lot of characters kind of had those kind of moves, because usually in a tag fighter, like those moves are not safe. Those moves get covered by a safe assist. But in Invincible Versus, them niggas was safe without the assist. So imagine being safe on, like you do a DP, but then you could block and be safe, and then you could call assist on top of it. Like that was kind of diabolical and fucked up. I ain't gonna lie. So I think it's just too many buttons. And maybe I gotta find my combination of button inputs. That was just the default. Like the default was square was light, triangle was medium, circle was heavy, special was X, boost, I think L1 was assist 1 and L2 was assist 2. But the way that they had it shaped was they kind of put it in a weird way. So the main character on the screen would be the bottom one, and I think not the top one, but the closest one to the bottom one was L1. And then I think L2 was the very top one. So that was kind of confusing. I kind of wish they flipped it to where whatever directional input I'm hitting. So if I'm hitting L1, I want that to be the top assist, and then L2 would be the bottom assist. That's just a little nitpick on the UI. If I had one, H and S being the super, it's kind of a nitpick. What else nitpicks do I have? Yeah, just I hate floaty jumps too. I almost wish that, like, if I'm hitting the angle of up forward, I wish it had that fighters. So the good thing about Dragon Ball FighterZ auto combos is that usually when you would hit the like you say you would do the launcher, whenever you would do the auto combo string, because like every string ended in light, medium, heavy, right? But you could do the auto combo version of that to where you get the hard knockdown. But the auto combo version of that would prompt your character to go up. So it would kind of give your character that boost up to be eye level with the character, so that way you don't drop the combo, because obviously you're doing the auto combo. And it feels like Invincible Versus doesn't have that, because they do have a light combo to where you can hit League of Mash light, and I think by the end of the turn you do one of the supers. So that's cool, but even then it didn't feel very satisfying to do that. And then not to mention on Wake Up, like you could just mash a normal and that normal would go so far. So it's like I want the game to succeed, and I do plan on buying the game, but I don't know if I really want to play people in that game too, because like I said with Strive earlier, of how I don't know what the fuck characters are doing and everything it's like confusing. To me, Invincible Versus is very, very confusing, because it's like it's very confusing to me, because a lot of the normals look exactly the same. And I'm not even like, oh, you play Dragon Ball FighterZ, everybody's Goku. Yeah, everybody's Goku, but everybody didn't have the same normals. Not to mention the same feel of the hits. So it's like I could kind of tell and differentiate what normal is being used. Invincible Versus, I couldn't tell you what normal is being used or what combo is being used or what a person uses. And then not to mention on top of that, like some people had armor on some of the different things. Like I think Monster Girl had armor on her special moves, but then it was like Battle Beast just had armor. And it's like, nigga, what? So it's kind of hard to deal with that. Even like Lucian or the Steve Harvey looking Viltrumite that's about to be in the game, he's like the one command grab character, but he has a lot of, I think, armor too, from what I remember in the trailers. So it's just like, I like that the game is doing something different and being unique, but I also want the game to make it easy to understand. Like, not to glaze Street Fighter 6 again, but the reason why I do like Street Fighter 6 is because I can understand everything that's in the game. Like, it makes a very clear cut, and I understand why this happened or why that happened or blah, 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 right? And my only fear with Invincible Versus is like you're gonna put a lot of people in a situation to where they're not gonna know what the fuck's going on, and then you know Avatar Yaya doing a simple light medium heavy launcher, light medium heavy to assist is having people rage quit and calling him a sweat and all these other things when the beta first comes out, because it's like niggas can't even learn how to use the controls. Because you gotta think, I think the Invincible game is a glorified 8-button fighter. That's a lot of buttons to get people to do things. Then on top of that, to make sure they get the hit or have the movement or call the assist, and then not to mention, okay, you call the assist and then someone breaks the combo, but then actually they knew that she was going to break the combo, so then they called their assist to break that assist, and then they could just keep you in the infinite loop. And then not to mention, really in that game, which is kind of cool to the game, so I got to give it some credit, but like the fact that you could really pick up any hit and any assist and kind of do whatever the fuck you want into special moves, and as long as you call in your tag, it resets that meter. It's cool, but it's also like, well, how the fuck do I build a game plan? And then on top of that, it's like, okay, say I do all these cool shits and I do all these cool combos and I'm doing boost dash cancels and all this fly shit, but then the potion wakes up and mash. Like, that's nasty work. But I have this theory, because we haven't gotten into rage quits. And there was a lot of rage quits on Invincible Versus too. Like I said, I think it's the fact that it was an 8-button fighter. It didn't feel the greatest to do all the moves and combos. And I think the only benefit of the auto combo was the light version, because there was only one version of the auto combo that led into the super, so you didn't get much out of it. Like, you couldn't tag off of it. I don't think so, but you know, who knows? I have a theory, right? And I think I call it the MK theory, because a lot of people was throwing MK's name in there because MK players didn't have a lot a game to play, really, because some people are playing MK1, some people are playing MKX, some people are, we got a lot of MK refugees, right? So the theory goes as followed. I have a feeling that when people play a fighting game, that your character is visibly getting fucked up. Like, yes, in theory, Guilty Gear Strive, currently the game I have on my screen, characters get fucked up, but they're not really getting fucked up. Like, there's no blood, there's no bones breaking, there's no nothing like that. And then Street Fighter, like, yeah, Ryu hits you gut and then uppercuts you, and then you shows your skeleton, but you're not really getting fucked up. You getting fucked up, but you don't really see it. I think with Invincible Versus and Mortal Kombat, the theory is that once you see your character, fighting games hurt because it's one-on-one. There's no one else you could call and blame and say my teammate's old and this and the third. I think Invincible Versus having that much blood and them niggas talking shit like, I'll fucking kill you. I think that's one of Mark's quotes or whatever. And you see their head explode, you see their arms dismembered and things of that nature. Like, I think that takes a toll on people's mental. Like, I think that it really feels like you are fucking this person up and they can't do nothing about it. And I can kind of see why people rage quit. Like, at least with Mortal Kombat, they have quitalities now. So like, you can actually see the character like end herself or like, basically their head explodes. So it's kind of, I think it gives a little bit more satisfaction. That was kind of the confusing thing about the beta with Invincible Versus, from what I saw, is like sometimes people would quit, but it would say like disconnect. I almost wanted to say, no, he quit and like he really left the game, like he don't want to play no more type shit. Like, I think that looks a lot cooler and interesting than the simple fact of a disconnect, right? But yeah, I strongly believe in that, like that theory, because to me, rage quitting never bothered me until I wasn't unsure if I got the points. Because sometimes there'd be a time, like, sorry to keep bringing up Street Fighter, but like when I play Street Fighter and like I get a rage quit, but it's like, did I get a rage quit? Like, I don't know if I got the points or not. Like, I want my points, and that's kind of why I find, I guess, satisfaction in my fighting games. Like, to me, I think rage quits are funny when you see how people were kind of like farming them, and low key, all the pro players or people that just make content really was able to farm all that shit. I thought that shit was funny. And it's like I don't really care about a rage quit because I think when I play fighting games, I'm very much goal oriented to a fault. And I feel like it's kind of my Achilles heel when I play these games, right? Um, I think if I was more operating off of the sense of like, if I was operating more on the sense of like getting better and trying to learn the game, I would find rage quitting more frustrating. But to me, like I said, I want to be plat. So if the next 10 or so players I play in Guilty Gear Strive all rage quit because I'm just trying to get to plat and I get my points, I can give a fuck less. I think where I'm gonna sound like a hypocrite, where fighting games bother me now is when people one and done. Now I know, like for example, the other day I was streaming over at both YouTube and Twitch, so follow both. I played against a Potemkin player, and this is something I don't like about Guilty Gear. We can go back to Guilty Gear for Strive for a second. What I didn't like is that I was playing against a Potemkin player. It said the rollback frames jumped all the way up to 7. Now, if you know anything about rollback frames, it's rolling back to get to the basically keep up with the time, and like it works. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like it's not delayed, but it's rollback. Rollback is better than delayed. I can't really explain it. You know, you have to watch a YouTube video or something like that. But it rolled back always 7 frames. And the pod player knew it rolled back to 7 frames. So he kind of just sat there and mashed, you know, on normals and waiting for the delay or whatever. And to be fair, it was still laggy. Like it was still 2 to 3 rollback frames, which is a lot, especially when I could play in 1 or 0. So I was kind of frustrated because it was like, damn, nigga, I'm not trying to deal with this shit. So, you know, in Strive, you could hold the start button to vote to quit and cancel the match. But the problem with that is you need both players to consent to do that. So I don't understand why Guilty Gear Strive acknowledges that this match is laggy as hell and that we don't want to play in this match, especially when I have my request for matches to be 2 to 3 bars. I feel like if you're going to give me the option to cancel the match and not count it, I feel like only one player should do that. Like I hated the fact that I had to play in that match against that Potemkin player, be super laggy, and then I lost it to Potemkin player, so I lost or make me not lose points if I vote to cancel the match. Like that was suck, and that was just a disheartening feeling. Like I wouldn't have rage quit, but I feel like if I had did it, I would have been vindicated in that because it was laggy as fuck. Like to me, I don't want to play lag. Like I would rather wait for a connection and I end up having to play plat players because I could get a good quality connection than playing lag. So I hated that part about Guilty Gear, and I wish they would change that. And it's like, I guess I'm more mad at one and dones. Like to me, recently, I know when I was trying to get Ken to Masters, I think I definitely one and done like a Honda player or JP player, but like also fucked that matchup. So I don't feel bad about that one. And then I know recently, as when I started playing Alex, I got to a point where I would only one and done Alex players just because the matchup was so toxic and it was so terrible for me. Because it's like, yeah, like I do hate jam mirror matches, but they're not the worst thing in the world because the same person going through the same shit I'm doing is really just a guess on defense. Alex matchups was just terrible because it was literally strike versus command throw. And that was just annoying because it was like, there's really nothing I could do to stop him from doing the same shit he's doing to me. And I know how that sounds. So I was like, well, that's every mirror match. But it's like, neutral could be played. And I felt like with the Alex match, neutral wasn't played because they would either knock me down and be in prowl stance. And it's just like a little guess. And I know it's like fighting games are nothing but rock, paper, scissors anyway. But like, allow me to enter the game of rock, paper, scissors. Don't put me in rock, paper, scissors. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we're playing a game and we're playing Connect 4, you do something, I react to what you do. But it constantly felt like I had to react to what they did. And that part to me was annoying. So I'll be interested to see with all these rage quits and everybody saying that everybody's a sweat. Granted, Invincible Versus also did something really cool that I've never seen a studio do. That they said that basically anybody that wanted to be a part of the writing credits or the end credits of like when you beat arcade mode or story mode or whatever, you basically had to getting the top 20 leaderboard. I thought that was pretty cool. And I like to say that did play a factor in it of people rage quitting to, like enter a match and things of that nature. I thought that was pretty cool. But I could see why some people rage quit, and like even some people in the top 20 was rage quitting and ducking. Like Justin Wong ended up getting number 1 on the leaderboard. But I kind of felt bad because I see the similarities in Invincible versus and like Mortal Kombat, so I understand why people's frustration is how it is. They also do the thing that Mortal Kombat X did. I guess every Mortal Kombat does that. I don't know why they do that. So, say you'll see the rank match pop up, and when you see the rank match pop up, it's either you accept it or you don't. What Mortal Kombat does is they'll end up showing you the players' information, and then they'll show you like maybe their win-loss record or something like that. And I feel like that's what makes people scared or ducking off matchups and things of that nature. Because like I remember like Mortal Kombat X, I think had odds of like they didn't really have no. I don't think they had a true elo. Maybe they had a hidden elo or something like that. But like I think Grim and Ghost played way more matches than me. And not saying that Grim and Ghost wasn't better than me in Mortal Kombat X, but I definitely beat them a few times and I could hold my own against them. But the fucked up part is like when they would show me them playing, since they played so much more than me and they played online way more than me, it was like 99%. Like their odds was crazy in their favor. I'm like, what the fuck? So like it was kind of disheartening to play them. But that's what Invincible Versus did. I think it just showed your wins. So, you know what I'm saying? If you're playing the beta, and I think some of it carried over from one of the alphas or whatever, but it's like if you're playing the beta and a motherfucker got like 70, 80 wins, and you know it's only 2 days, it's like, no, hell no. I'm about to play this nigga. And I feel like that's what a lot of people were doing. So that was kind of disheartening too. But I don't know. And the last thing I want to touch on, I'm gonna keep this short and sweet just so I can get back into consistency. It's a 2xKO. Akali dropped. I ended up spending money. I think I had bought the Battle Pass and I bought that new Akali skin. That's like the Silver Wolf one or whatever. That one's fire too. But she's fun, but she just has that 2xKO problem where it's like I gotta hit the delay and then jump cancel, but I gotta jump cancel in the way to where I can hit the delay and hit the other delay, and that just doesn't feel fun to me. Like it doesn't feel fun to me to press the buttons and hold charge of buttons. Like one of the main reasons I've never played Marissa is because she got the charge buttons mechanic. Like I just don't like that. Like I think my biggest thing, you know what I'm saying, like I said earlier, and like the Guilty Gear player said of me being a scrub, is I guess I am kind of scrubby, but like I said, I like to think I'm the perfect product, the perfect person you would want for your fighting game. I'll play it, I'll support it, and I'll enjoy it, whatever. I'll buy skins, all that shit. But with me, I might be delusional in my confidence, but I'm confident in my ability because 9 times out of 10, I'm able to take this ability wherever I go, whether it be PlayStation, whether it be offline, whether it be online. I'm able to take this skill set and use it wherever I go. To me, when I'm at the comfort of my own home and I'm on my monitor setup that's like, I think 240 hertz or whatever, I got the crisp 1080p. Like I got all the assets that I could possibly need for a fighting game and like the crystal clear vision, right? And it doesn't feel good to do those inputs, and it feels nasty to do those inputs, and it feels awkward to do those inputs and press it with my own controller and all this other shit. Like I just don't want it to take that anywhere. Like Akali, like that's what I'm saying. Like even like to me, Echo's been fun. I think Caitlyn was a nice surprise. Akali's been fun, but all their buttons feel so bad. Like I don't know how niggas could just, you know what I'm saying, I almost wonder if I'm really a fighting game player or not, because like I enjoy the fuck out of fighting games, but like the characters that I really enjoy, like I fuck with, like their buttons feel good, and like I could, it just figures out, it just clicks. It's like something that's just unwritten. Like a character speaks to you, or how a character plays just speaks to you, and it just fits like a glove. But like when I play like anybody at 2xKO that I like, it just doesn't feel the greatest, and I just hate that for me, because it's like I really want to enjoy Akali, I really want to enjoy Echo. Like no bullshit, the only reason why I've never really done a video where it's like just me playing with two characters is because two characters don't feel right. The game just hasn't felt good to me. And that's just frustrating for me because it's like I really want to enjoy the game. I really want to support the game. Like shit, to me, duos is fun. Like I did like playing duos with Grim, but even then, that was fun because it was like, okay, I could play this one character, but it doesn't feel like I have to go above and beyond with this one character. And it's like I want to unlock all that stuff with the characters. Like I keep bringing up Street Fighter 6. Maybe Street Fighter 6 is just like my favorite. It's my comfort food, I guess, because like it has everything that I want. Like everything feels good. So I think that's why I didn't want it to change so much. But like, yeah, I remember playing Ken. This is like season 1 because I haven't played Ken in forever. But shit, boy, I felt comfortable doing every combo. Like I knew the fucking Dragon Lash loops. I knew his side switch combo. I knew the like run start Tatsu combos. Like I just knew all that shit. And like to me, all that shit was satisfying to do. It was fun to do. It felt good to do. I never felt uncomfortable doing that stuff. But like, I'm thinking Akali's sick, and it's like you got to do like a 2H into a down input H, but it doesn't feel good to do. And then like one of her loops, I think she has is like a down H, H, up. I don't even know how niggas did it. Like, I think that's where I want some of my videos like to get better at is like how the fuck do I do the input cheats? Like I don't know. It just feels so frustrating because it's like I want to enjoy these games and I want to do good in these games, but it just feels so goddamn frustrating to do these inputs. So I can't lie. Mm-hmm. I think I'm gonna try to keep playing 2XKO. Maybe Senna is a character that I like. I don't know. I want to enjoy the game. I really do, but it's just frustrating because it's like, damn, I feel like I hate the way that all these characters play. Not even play as far as their character design, but like how the buttons feel. Like to me, the fighting game aspect of it, like yeah, it's fun as fuck to whiff punish somebody or punish somebody and do a big ass combo. But like I also want the buttons to feel satisfying. Like case in point, like I remember Reptile in MKX. To me, his buttons felt weird. So that's why I never really played Reptile or got a feel for Reptile. But shit, I remember Smoke's button feeling fun. I remember Scorpion's buttons feeling fun. I remember Sub-Zero's buttons feeling fun. Like there was a lot of characters that I wanted to play. But if that shit felt unnatural and gross to me, then it just never clicked. And I feel like with 2XKO, like the whole game feels that way. But there's games that I played that did it the easy way that made it was fun as fuck. Like DNF Duel was fun as fuck. I never felt like, oh, this feels awkward to do. Or like, nigga, I swear to God, I learned Striker's block string when she broke your guard. And I did it like twice. And then within a month or so, they changed it. Like, I still remember that sending that video to the homies. Like, yo, I actually did this shit. This shit fire. I remember putting a Marvel thing. Like, I remember playing Striker. Like, Striker was literally the only reason I got DNF Duel. But that shit was fun as fuck. I'm waiting to have that fun element or I enjoy this element with 2XKO, but none of the buttons feel satisfying to press because it's like the timing of the buttons, it always feels awkward. And it's like, it's weird because it's like Street Fighter 6 deals with more links. So therefore, like, if my standing light kick is 5 frames and I link this into this, I could link it into the 5 framer and combo it that way. Where Mortal Kombat operates in the dial inputs buttons, where it's like you gotta do these buttons within the succession of each other, and it doesn't really matter what's on the screen as long as you hit square triangle X fast as fuck, you'll get square triangle X. Then if it's like you enter square triangle X, then you enter the special move, you'll probably get the special move before the combo's even done. And it's like with 2XKO or even Invincible, I don't know when the fuck I'm supposed to enter. Is it a dial in? Is it a link? Is it, I don't fucking know, because it feels weird. So I hate that for me, and I really just wish it felt better. I don't know. Okay. So before we end this podcast, I'm gonna keep it light. I ain't gonna lie, I've been rambling. I'm actually impressed with my ability to ramble, but I'm not too sure if any of that made sense. So I do apologize in advance if it didn't make any sense. But WrestleMania is this weekend, and I'm gonna give you the rundown of matches I actually care about and who do I have winning. So I'm gonna let you know now. First and foremost, right hand to God, I only give a fuck about 3 matches. I'm gonna keep it a whole stack. The only matches I care about is CM Punk versus Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton, and then Oba versus Brock Lesnar. But one thing I will say is that there is characters and things on the roster that I do care about. But as far as like this is getting my undivided attention, I'm watching this match fully. Some matches, I ain't gonna lie, gonna be piss breaks, and some matches are gonna be snack breaks. I ain't gonna hold you, cause like one of them, case in point, like I think Logan Paul, Austin Theory, and ISO Speed versus the Usos and LA Knight. There's not a single character I don't like in that match, but do I give a fuck about this match? Not even the slightest. So who do I have winning in this match? I think it has to be LA Knight and the Usos, because my God, if LA Knight loses or somehow gets pinned in this match, bro, I ain't gonna lie, put the fries in the bag. Put the fucking fries in the bag. Because what are we actually doing? What are we actually doing? Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre in the unsanctioned match. And actually, I think this match, if this order is correct, I think night 1 might be on ESPN 2 for the first hour. And then night 2 is supposed to be on ESPN for the first hour. So the first 2 matchups within this are on ESPN. So Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre in an unsanctioned match. I don't know. Because Drew McIntyre, he never did it for me, because when he had his run was the pandemic and stuff like that. So like I never really bought into his character. I always thought he was a good wrestler. I always thought he could talk, but I just never cared for Drew McIntyre. And still to this day, in Big 2-6, I still don't care for Drew McIntyre. Like, I think he's always going to be one of those contenders that could be a champion, but it's like, realistically, do I give a fuck? And it's like, no. There's no fault to Drew's, but it's like, I don't. I like Jacob. I think you could do more interesting things with Jacob, but my problem with Jacob is this nigga be getting hurt a lot, because he be doing a lot of wild shit, and like I think his ankle snapped or whatever. No, I think that was one of the. Never mind. But I got Jacob, as long as he stays healthy. Stephanie versus Liv Morgan. I like both of these women. I do care for both of these women. Steph is the champ, right? If I remember right. Yeah, I don't know what they do. Because I think if you put the belt on Liv versus Roxanne could happen, but it's like, do we need that to happen right now? And I don't know if we need that to happen right now, especially when you think about it from the standpoint of Finn Balor versus Dom is already happening. So they kind of already have Judgment Day turmoil with the top. I don't know if they want to do that again. I'll go Stephanie. I go Stephanie, I guess. I'm going to go AJ Lee in this matchup, because I feel like Becky could just kind of get out of that feud afterwards, and I don't know, maybe do something with somebody else. Becky's so good, you can kind of really plug and play her anywhere, and I just feel like they'll just do that. Like, I think this AJ story ends in WrestleMania. I don't really feel confident about these picks. I ain't gonna hold you. Now that I'm making them out loud, I don't feel confident at all. Women's Tag Team Championship match: Nia Jackson, Lash Legend, and Charlotte Flair versus Alexa Bliss, and Bayley versus Lyra Valkyria, and the Bella Twins. Give it to Bayley. Because I feel like Charlotte and Alexa are going to split. I mean, I guess you could keep it on Nikki and Lash, but Bayley and Lyra is interesting. The Bella Twins are there. Even if they're not there, I think the rumor is they're going to put Io and Asuka in that spot, which, why don't you just put them in that spot now? Because we still don't know if Nikki Bella's cleared, and there's still 2 more days. So it's like, I'd rather go with the guaranteed than the uncertainty, especially if you really want to have 4 tag teams in that match for whatever the fuck reason why. I don't know, but if that was the case, then might as well keep it that way. Seth versus Gunther. I think you got to give it to Gunther, because I don't know. Because you kind of got rid of the Seth versus whatever his group was actually called. I'm drawing a blank on his group, but like, Maybe Seth loses, but it's due to Braun Breaker's interruption, I guess. Wow, I can tell that I don't give a fuck about these matches because I don't even know how these matches are gonna end. Cody versus Randy Orton. I feel like they're gonna give it to Randy Orton, even though Randy Orton. If this was prior to Pat McAfee, I'd be cool. But since they added Pat into this, and he said that he was done with wrestling if Randy doesn't win, I can't see a world where Randy doesn't win. And then with Jelly Roll being in Cody's corner and Pat being in Randy's corner, I just feel like that's the easiest layup line on the main event Backlash I've ever seen. And another frustrating thing about this is because it's like I don't feel like Randy Orton needed Pat McAfee, and I feel like if Pat McAfee's whole goal throughout this was to set up the tag team match during Backlash, it's like I guess, but why would you make him the goal? Unless this ties into The Rock, but I'm not gonna get my hopes up. I just don't feel like it's gonna tie into The Rock. I just really don't. WrestleMania 42 Night 2 match card. Give me Oba. I'm not gonna hold you because I feel like Oba beating Brock Lesnar pops off Night 2 with a bang, especially if Brock. It's true that Brock wants to be done and he wants to be done by SummerSlam. I think it is in Minnesota with his hometown or whatever. I just feel like it makes all the sense in the world for Brock to go against Gunther in a retirement match in Minnesota. And I feel like Brock losing could kind of do more for his character. Like I think Brock losing turns him into the babyface quicker than Gunther being the babyface. If Gunther's gimmick is like the retirement wrestler, like he's just retiring niggas, I feel like Brock losing and then turning babyface, like maybe a crash out way to be a babyface, could do more for Gunther. Because I don't think I would want Brock to be the heel in that. I mean, maybe you might not need a heel because I mean, these are two big mammoth motherfuckers just going at it about the boxing anyway. So who knows? Intercontinental Championship. I think Penta just got the motherfucker. So either keep it on Penta or Javon. Women's Championship, Jade. I think Jade's gonna win, but maybe Bianca comes out, maybe Eno comes out, but who knows? Yeah, I can tell I don't give a fuck about some of these matches. United States Championship match, Sami Zayn versus Trick Williams. Whoop that Trick. I'm gonna go Trick. I think some people feel like Sammy wins and then they naturally go into the feud of switching roles where Trick becomes the babyface and then Sammy becomes the heel. I feel like Trick winning, getting that moment where he's like holding the belt, like, I'm the champion, and then Sammy says, fuck it, I'm gonna crash out. Because I don't feel like we're gonna get a lot of crash outs or extra activities out like after the match. And I feel like this is their one opportunity to do that outside of the match. And I just feel like Trick Williams holding the championship, like making a smile, WrestleMania post. You can post it on ESPN, all that bullshit. Then you go into, nah, fuck that shit. I'm gonna beat his ass. I just feel like that's the perfect setup. Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio. I think Finn Balor is going to be the demon. So if he doesn't win, put the fries in the bag on that nigga. So I got to give it to Finn because, I'll be shocked if the WWE doesn't. The World Heavyweight Championship, CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. If it is true that the rumor is that they want to bring back the Bloodline, then I think there's going to be Roman. But if that's not the case, then I think it's going to be CM Punk. And how long will CM Punk hold it after this? I don't know. But there was a rumor of Roman obviously doing the Street Fighter movie, but I don't know if he got another role or not. And I think it's kind of leaning towards not. So Roman might be back for a while. So I can see a world where they put it on Roman too. But I'm going to go CM Punk. And that's like my WrestleMania 42 predictions. I'm going to just watch it with a vibe. It's a good time to hang out with my uncle and we just watch wrestling like a pay-per-view. But I mean, I don't know. I care about wrestling, but it's like whatever at this point too. So that was the episode of Runback. I hope you enjoyed this. I should have my cam back on next week, hopefully, that they're done fixing my house up. So I could shower and shit. Not have to shower somewhere else. But I love you guys. Until next time.